On April 8, 1911, the Banner Mine in Alabama exploded, killing 128 mine workers. The official report said, quote, about 90% were Negro convicts. The other men in the mine were white convicts and free Negroes who were employed as shot firers and foremen, unquote. In 1910, Alabama was the sixth largest coal producer in the United States. From 1875 to 1900, Alabama's coal production grew from 67,000 tons to 8.4 million tons. This growth largely followed the expansion of convict leasing. In Birmingham, the center of its coal production, 25% of miners were leased convicts, and 50% of all miners in the state had learned to mine while convicts. Officials used the convict leasing system to disproportionately exploit black people, with 97% of Alabama's convicts being black. When coal company labor needed increased, local police swept small-town streets, targeting blacks for quick arrest on charges of vagrancy, gambling, drunkenness, or theft. They were then tried and convicted, sentenced to 90 days hard labor plus court costs, and handed over to the mines. Employers frequently held and worked convicts well beyond their scheduled release dates, since local officials had no incentive to intervene and prisoners lacked the resources and power to demand enforcement. Conditions in these mines were deplorable. Imprisoned men were often chained together in ankle-deep water, working 16-hour shifts with no breaks, and surviving on fistfuls of spoiled meat or cornbread stuffed into the rags they wore for uniforms. Describing the experience, a black former convict laborer recalled that the prisoners had slept in their chains, covered with filth and vermin, and the powder cans used as slop jars frequently overflowed and ran over into their beds. After the explosion, newspapers reported on the deaths as a funny event rather than a tragedy. They listed the victims' names alongside their conviction offenses: vagrancy, weapons violations, bootlegging, and gambling. One newspaper even reported, quote, several Negroes from this section were caught in the Banner Mine explosion. That is a pretty tight penalty to pay for selling booze, unquote.